Alright, in today's video we're going to go over the market and see what happened here. The NASDAQ was up 0.71% and the ES was also up 0.58%. Most of the market move was right here. And what you're looking at is the indicator itself. The indicator is designed to tell you what momentum is doing at all times. So during this moment of time, momentum was going up. And during this moment of time here, it was consolidating. Without the indicator, you would see, well, some green and red candles, you know, price closing and opening above and below price. But with the indicator, you get to see more of what was happening on a momentum level. The 15-minute is kind of a little hard to see. We just had this one core move. If we zoom into like the 2-minute, we can get a more a scope of what actually happened. Here was that big move that happened today, and then after that we kind of went into this zone of consolidation followed by these small little moves here of 16 minutes, 50 points, and it happened over and over and over again. With the indicator, you're able to spot these moves here. We go from this consolidation here to a rip down, and then apparently market didn't consolidate at all. It just decided to rip higher. We can actually zoom in on that. We can actually just draw a little arrow here. We can go to like the 30-second to see what was happening. And yeah, the 2-minute doesn't provide enough clarity for what's actually happening. Here's that balance zone that is happening here. We could kind of just tag around and look at different time frames to see what the market is doing. Even on the 30-second here, we have these pops. They're happening pretty quick. In 2 minutes we're going up 30 points, so, and that's happening over and over and over and over again. The market was pretty trappy, at least around lunchtime it was, so you can see, you know, we got these bullish, bearish zones here. But let's go ahead and look at like market open here. That could be kind of a fun time to look at. So market open was right here. Pre-market we were bullish, and then we kind of just dumped. If we go to the 2-minute, we could see that the 2-minute is showing us information, but it is a little bit muggy. We're only getting 2-3 bars at most of movement, so that means we're too zoomed out. We need to zoom in. We need to go let's go to the 30-second chart, and you can see these moves are a little bit easier to see here. Notice here now we're getting like 3, 4, 5, 6-ish candles of movement. So this is a much cleaner time frame to trade on, which if it's easy to trade the 30-second, then the rest is just, it was a horrible market open. And I actually traded this and I got smacked because I was trading on the 2-minute chart, and the market was not primed for 2-minute resolution. So you were to get long here, you get smacked. You were to get short here, you would probably go break even or maybe a little bit of profit. You were to short this, you would have get smacked. So it's pretty challenging. But if you zoom in, the more you zoom in, the more you can see like, oh, okay, maybe I should have traded the 15-second chart today. That would have been way better. Notice here, consolidation, dump, consolidation, pump, consolidation, a little bit of a tiny pullback, push, consolidation, dump, consolidation, dump. So the 15-second chart was actually the chart to trade today, not the 2-minute. That's where the mistake I made. Let's go ahead and look at the rest of the market here. We'll try and stay on the 5-minute chart. That'll be pretty good. Let's go to gold here. Gold here was pretty strong for the most part. Most of this move here was pretty directional, except for here and here. These two zones were reasonably choppy, and right here, this is interesting. Let's use the indicator to look at this zone here. From 5 p.m. last night to, I don't know, 3 a.m. this morning, market went into this zone of chop, balance, little dump, balance, these little weird spiky moves. If we use a replay tool here, we can just kind of like, so we could just see things better. Let's go to the 30 second and do the same thing. Let's look at the clarity here. Oh, look at that. So if you were trading gold in the 30 second, you would have got short here, made pretty much this entire move down until around here. So you would have made, I don't know, let's say you got short here, could have made 0.3%. This here was kind of hard to trade, so we might have to, even the 30 second chart was struggling in here. So let's go ahead and look at the 10 second chart. And that is, this zone here is what we're looking at. Ah, there we go. A lot easier. On the 30 second chart, we actually have momentum. We have these little, you know, 2-minute moves. So the indicator is not going to tell you which time frame to trade or anything. But if you do zoom in or zoom out, you will find clarity somewhere. And in this example, in this zone, the 10 second chart is what we had to be on to see what momentum was doing. Let's go back to the 30 second chart because that's seems to be the more dominant in this zone. So it would have been pretty good here. A little bit of a balance, a little bit of a trap here. It would have been easy to trade that. Easy to trade this, easy to trade that, this. So yeah, on the 30 second chart, today was pretty easy to trade, to be honest. During this, again, I'm saying this was easy to trade, but on the 5-minute chart, it was definitely not easy to trade. Look at the 5-minute chart. So on the 30 second chart, this was easy to trade. On the 5-minute chart, not super easy, pretty challenging. So that's what's good about the indicator. You can kind of zoom in and out of time frames to look at what's easy and what's not easy. Overall today was, again, it's a pretty bullish move. Started from down here all the way up to there. Let's look at oil. That's the other hot one that's going on right now. Very easy to trade this. I mean, we're talking, you wake up, you kind of like watch the market pump here at 8 o'clock. Easy trade. Consolidation, dump, easy trade. Consolidation, dump, easy trade. Consolidation, pump, easy trade. Consolidation, dump. Again, everything is very clear in the 5-minute. Let's go to the 2-minute here. Again, same story. Very clear directional movement. If you were trading oil, would have been a very easy session with the indicator. Very clear, dominant trends. So let's go ahead and look at like, I think Bitcoin is another thing to look at here. This is my first time looking at Bitcoin in a little while here. Yeah, look at this. We get these pretty directional moves with consolidation with some pretty trappy moves here. Let's go ahead and look at that. Let's focus on this zone here. Let's do a replay here just so we can get there quickly. Let's go to the 1-minute. So that was pretty tricky to trade on the 5-minute, but on the 1-minute, notice how easy it would have been to trade. Consolidation, pump, consolidation, dump, consolidation, pump, consolidation, dump. So if you were fast and you were on the 1-minute chart, this zone would have been easy to trade. It would have probably been easier to trade on the 30 second because you would have a little bit more time to get out of your trades. Notice here, you get in here and you get out here. You get in here and I guess depending on how you're trading, you get out probably down here somewhere. Same with this. get in here, get out up here. And you might say, oh, this is in hindsight. No, not really. What you're seeing now is what you would have seen, you know, out of replay. So let's go ahead and look at that here. So this zone here was all balanced candles except for one. Let's exit the replay. All balanced candles except one. So this is what you would have actually seen if you were trading on the 30-second chart. So Bitcoin is actually pretty directional. It kind of picks a trend and just says, oh, we're going to go that way for usually 0.5%. So if there's any sort of other tickers you want me to look at, or any sort of other anything else you want me to go through, just leave a comment in the video and we can go over that together.